We've seen him in uniform at state banquets, playing the part of the royal prince. But what happens when the palace doors swing shut, the crowds disappear, and only the staff remain? What is the true character of a man like Prince Andrew when he believes no one is watching? For decades, that was a secret kept by a strict code of silence. But now, a voice from the shadows is breaking that code. A former palace maid, someone who worked within the most private quarters of Buckingham Palace, has come forward with a series of shocking claims. This isn't about the court cases or the headlines you know. This is about the behaviour witnessed behind closed doors, the atmosphere in his private apartments, and the untold stories that palace walls were meant to keep forever hidden. This maid wasn't a courtier or a senior aide. She was part of the invisible army that keeps the monarchy running, polishing silver, changing linens, moving through corridors unseen. Her job granted her access to the most intimate spaces, including Prince Andrew's private apartments, during a period that would later become infamous. She describes a world of stark contrast. On one side, the impeccable public facade of royal duty. On the other, a private life that, according to her account, was anything but regal. She claims to have been a first-hand witness to a side of Andrew the public never imagined, setting the stage for a reckoning that was still years away. And nothing defined that private world more than the company he kept. The Maid's most startling claims centre on the presence of two names that would later rock the world: Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She alleges that, despite the intense global scrutiny already beginning to surround Epstein, the financier was a visitor to Andrew's quarters within Buckingham Palace itself. Even more shocking, she claims Ghislaine Maxwell was not just a visitor, but a frequent and familiar presence, seemingly at ease in the heart of the institution. According to the Maid's account, these visits were treated with a bizarre normalcy, a jarring disconnect between the scandal unfolding outside and the private access being granted within. The atmosphere during these times, she suggests, was less like a formal royal appointment and more like a casual, party-like gathering that felt entirely out of place. But it wasn't just the guests that raised eyebrows. The Maid paints a picture of Andrew's own demeanour that clashes violently with his action man public persona. Where the public saw a charming, if awkward prince, she describes a man with a volcanic temper behind closed doors. She recounts allegations of sudden, furious outbursts directed at staff over minor inconveniences, a misplaced item, a drink served at the wrong temperature. The sense of entitlement, she claims, was absolute. He was reportedly referred to by some staff not by his title, but simply as the boss, a nickname that spoke volumes about the dynamic he cultivated. The charming naval officer vanished, replaced in these claims by a demanding and often difficult figure who expected his every whim to be catered to instantly, regardless of the hour or the effort required. The stories took on a more visceral and disturbing dimension in the quiet hours of the morning. The Maid describes what she calls the morning after protocol. Following certain private parties and gatherings in his apartments, she claims the cleaning staff would be confronted with scenes of significant disarray. We're talking about more than just empty glasses. She alludes to expensive carpets requiring specialist, urgent cleaning and a general state of mess that suggested nights of excess. But the most powerful force in the palace wasn't a cleaner. It was silence. The unbreakable rule was discretion. Staff were instructed, implicitly and explicitly, to see nothing, say nothing, and simply erase all evidence of the previous night's activities. Their job was to restore perfection, physically and metaphorically, before the official world awoke. This begs the question, why speak now? The answer lies in the terrifying culture of secrecy that binds every palace employee. the Maid describes an environment steeped in fear. Talking to the press was the ultimate career-ending sin. More formally, many staff, especially those in proximity to senior royals, are widely reported to sign strict non-disclosure agreements, legal documents that threaten severe consequences for any breach of confidence. To come forward, even anonymously, is to break a lifetime of conditioning. It is to risk everything. So her decision to share these stories, whether directly or through intermediaries, represents a catastrophic crack in the palace's ancient armour. It suggests that the weight of what she saw, especially in light of subsequent events, finally outweighed the fear. And those subsequent events changed everything. The civil case, the public disgrace, the stripping of military titles and royal patronages. Andrew's world publicly imploded. From the perspective of this Maid's account, his spectacular fall from grace looks less like a sudden accident and more like an inevitable conclusion. The private behaviour she alleges, the questionable associations, the volatile temperament, the culture of excess and cover-up, appears in this light as a precursor, a pattern that was always there, hidden just beneath the surface of his royal uniform. When the Virginia Giuffre lawsuit settled, the public saw the end of a legal chapter. But for those inside the walls, did it simply confirm a truth they had been quietly cleaning up after for years? Faced with such allegations, Buckingham Palace's strategy is centuries old and impeccably practiced. Say nothing. The institution becomes a fortress. Official spokespeople offer a standard, unyielding line. They do not comment on the private lives of members of the royal family, nor do they engage with anonymous, unverified claims from former staff. It is the ultimate defence mechanism to deny the story oxygen, to treat it as beneath contempt, and to rely on the monarchy's sheer, enduring power to outlast the scandal. It's a calculated risk, betting that silence is stronger than any single story. And stories like these make you wonder what else is hidden behind the gilded doors. And speaking of secrets, we'll get to the king's own hidden battle right after this. So, what are we left to believe? On one hand, we have the glittering, timeless institution of the monarchy, built on tradition and discretion. On the other, we have these sordid, modern allegations of misconduct, entitlement, and dangerous friendships, whispered from the very corridors meant to silence them. This former Maid's account, whether fully accurate or not, forces an uncomfortable question. Is the palace's famed code of silence a necessary tool for dignity and stability, or is it merely a shield, allowing dark behaviour to flourish unchecked for years? The story of Prince Andrew is no longer just about a single prince's mistakes. It has become a parable about secrecy, power, and the staggering human cost of maintaining a perfect facade at all costs. If you found this glimpse behind the curtain revealing, you won't want to miss what we uncover next. The royals have a lifetime of secrets, and we're here to connect the dots. For more untold stories and palace secrets you won't find anywhere else, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Family Daily and hit the notification bell. We're just getting started. The next revelation is always just one click away.